Hello, this is Cacti and Carnivores here, and today I'm going to be doing another plant log. Um, we're like right in the middle of fall, winter almost, so you're going to be seeing some stuff going on. Um, the biggest thing, you're going to see a lot of the carnivorous plants be like completely dormant, so I'm not going to be doing any videos on them. I still got a ways to go. Like two more logs down the line, and I won't be like touching or talking about any of them really. So something to keep in mind. And not only that, but there's going to be a lot of changes, and like the seasons are changing. Like there's going to be like the Christmas cacti going to be blooming. That's going to be cool. Nepenthes is going to be doing a little bit worse. I don't even know if the sphagnum moss, what it's going to do. Seeds continuing to not sprout. So yeah, let's just get into everything. And the seasons are changing and taking a toll on stuff. So let's look at that. The Christmas cacti have been beginning to develop blooms. You can see tons of small ones break out as well as big ones. They're kind of hard to see, but like when they're there, you know they're there. And they'll, if anything, if nothing really happens along the way, they'll continue to develop, and within about a couple weeks or so, they'll bloom and look very nice for like 3 or so days. Then slowly shrivel up and die. It's a lovely little cycle. You can see over here, kind of bad quality here, but you can see that there are plenty of blooms coming in. Down here, this one's going to be cool to see. Very healthy plant. Yeah, so this one's producing blooms. Tons of good ones. Also put out some like really sickly looking leaves for some reason. This one, which is a clone of this one, a cutting, has been putting out leaves. And then that one blooms, and this one's also been putting out blooms. The only two that haven't are these two, which are actually clones of each other, which is weird. They do have slightly different white blooms than the white ones I currently have, so I'm not sure if that's like a slight seasonal change thing, or if like these ones are genetically slightly different, so they'll bloom at a later time, or something like that. But if they don't bloom, I'm pretty fine with it, to be honest. I do have plenty of white blooms to spare, so it's not like I'm going to be freaking out about that. Unless it's something about the health of the plant, then I'll be concerned. But yeah, those are the Christmas cacti. The Nepenthes, its pictures are looking pretty gorgeous. Hold on, let me... Uh-oh. I'll get that in a minute. Hold on a second. Alright, so sorry about that. The Nepenthes is looking very nice. Its pictures are all looking really good. I think they fully developed and put out as much color as they're going to put out. You can see that peristome. Still got the stripes, which is nice. Thought those would go away. The wings protrude out pretty well. Nice little contrast between the inside of the picture and the rim. Overall, just a really nice cross. I believe most people watching would know it, but it's a Spectabilis exspatulata, so one's really easy growing, one's really beautiful growing, so it's a very nice match. And this one, I looked down this picture, it's going to be completely painful to try and get a good angle of what's down there, but there is a fly in there, and I've felt very proud because I've seen this thing catch a couple of ants when its pitchers were really small, like down here. This is the last of its like really small, almost baby pitchers. And I don't know, I just keep that around for memory's sake, I guess. It's kind of weird, but whatever. But yeah, it's caught a whole fly somewhere. It'd be hard to see, but maybe I can. You can see it in there? Shifting around? I don't think you. Whatever. But yeah, it has caught in a fly. Sorry about that. So, yeah, just kind of putting it back. It has been putting out one good pitcher. It is winter, so the leaves are getting smaller. They might slow down a little. I hope it doesn't look too weird. I hope the leaves aren't like this freaking short, and it just kind of looks awkward. And then when it grows, it like can't hold its own weight. I wouldn't want that to happen. But yeah, it is a Highlander, so albeit a really easy growing one, so it shouldn't be too fussy about the cooler temperatures. So the Nepenthes is doing pretty good. So let's move down here. The Sphagnum moss doing as well as it is. It's looking kind of sickly. I have just kind of kept it under lights now. It's doing pretty good. But yeah, kind of freezing up a little. Not like frozen, but seems to almost slow down. Yeah, so Sphagnum moss, not much is going on with that. Put the LED back on it. These seeds, I'm only going to take them out for a quick minute, because again, like as usual, nothing's coming out from them, but you can see that something's growing. You see that little clump of moss there? I think that's the Sphagnum coming back. So that's cool. Very nice. Well, there's not much here, but you can definitely see. Oh, sorry about that. You can see some Sphagnum moss. Plenty of it. Specifically in these two areas. So if I can't grow these seeds or even make them sprout or do anything, I think I got them from a very non-reputable source. This place, a very creatively named place online called the Carnivorous Plant Nursery. And like I just like, oh, might as well get some seeds, why not? And I wrote the date down on a popsicle stick. By the way, don't use popsicle sticks for plant tags, because they get moldy, and good lord, that's kind of gross. But yeah, this is the date in which I planted them, and it's like November now. Start of like late June, and nothing's happened. Like, they're taking 6 months to do anything. Normally, like, they only take like 2. But yeah, that's everything up here. So it's time to go outside. So we are outside. It's about 3 o'clock p.m. In the afternoon. There's been a wildfire like 80 miles away from where we live. I think other people in California are getting it on the news, but you can't really see it, but it's really kind of smoky out here. Gross. Probably not a lot of nitrogen in the air, and stuff like that. And not only that, but it's really cold. Like, it's the maximum temperatures right now is like 60 degrees. Like, not that cold, but it's been cooling down quite a bit. So hopefully in a couple good rains, I'll take the cacti inside. And they'll go pretty much dormant. They're doing pretty good. Kind of slowing down for growth. This one's gotten very, like, not as loose. I don't want to say erect because I don't want to do that plant much justice considering its shape. This one also doing good. They are kind of frozen. This one, I'm seeing growth. I'm not sure. It's kind of an odd cutting. It's kind of hard to see, but there is some semblance of growth somewhere in there. But it's kind of just holding on. Yeah, they're all just kind of doing the thing. Very, very cold, so I'm expecting them to slow down a little. So let's go up over here. There are seeds all over this place. That sucks. This tree right here just sucks. It sucks a lot. But anyways, the carnivorous plants seem to all be settling in for the winter. The typicals, as messed up as they look, are doing pretty good, I'd say. Also seem to be putting out some like summer late summer traps, preparing for the winter. So they're going to be dormant a couple of weeks. A lot of their spring traps are getting kind of frozen, not frozen, but like stuck in suspended animation, because they're slowing down for the winter. These ones, I've cleaned up some of their old growth, and they're pretty much dormant. Like, look, these are not as dormant, but they're pretty dormant for Venus flytrap. I feel almost proud of them, to be honest. Like, after like all the stuff they've been through this whole season, they're gonna finally like do dormancy correctly. Yeah, these have been really weird plants though. So yeah, those are those. These guys have been doing pretty decent. This is a little typical plant I isolated from these guys when I repotted them, and I like when they're kind of small and separated just by themselves. I like cluttered sometimes, but sometimes I just like to isolate them and keep them in one place. Now the maroon monster is doing very nice. I'm liking how it's doing. This little division here's done really nice. Caught some stuff. It hasn't gone like dormant as much as these guys. It's just kind of slowing down a bit. So yeah, it's doing good. It's caught enough fly too. Just opening up. Wish I could show the what it's caught to you, but I guess we'll have to wait. Yeah, I can't wait to see what it does next spring. It's been a very nice cultivar for me. The Sarracenia, been doing nice. I believe it's going dormant. The sundew back here, it's kind of hard to see, but sundew, that's a leaf. You can see, I think that's a hibernacula. I'm not entirely sure. A reason why I don't like cluttered plants. You can't really figure out what's wrong with them when they're not doing amazing. But they're doing good. Preparing for dormancy as usual. And as you can see, I took this little cutting, this flower stalk cutting from these plants. This is a clone of these plants, and I put it outside. It has grown quite a bit too. Some of its traps are dying, but new ones are being put out. Seems to be about 2 rhizomes, 2 growth points in there. So yeah, I've just put it outside to get some extra sun. I'm not sure if it's going to be good for dormancy or not, considering its size, but I think it can handle it. It's like, it doesn't really get that cold here. So yeah, that's everything. It's going to be seeing some interesting changes amongst my plant collection for the upcoming winter, and that's going to be interesting to see. So yeah, that's everything. Goodbye.